Need high-quality video to promote your event, business, or band? We can help.
We're Pixel Pond, a video production team based in the Pacific Northwest, providing high-quality content to clients across the U.S. and Canada.
Whether you want coverage of your live event to promote for next year, or need a camera and a camera operator for your next big project, we can accommodate projects of all sizes.
Your story is important. Visit pixelpondllc.com or send an email to info@pixelpondllc.com to get started today. We can't wait to work with you.
Parental warning. The following podcast is rated T for teen. Please podcast responsibly.
Coming up on Gamers Week podcast. Rare Nintendo Famicombox units have been found in a perfectly operational state in a Japanese love hotel. The legendary Famicombox, Nintendo's commercial use only console, released in 1986. The full search, described as the infiltration of a love hotel, revealed every room except one had a working Famicom box installed. Needless to say, the fact that a love hotel still has a bunch of operational Famicom boxes lying around possibly confirms business is going well.
Can I ask a question though? If anybody knows, is each room themed from something on the NES? Like there's Mega Man, Ghouls and Ghosts, Goonies, Super Mario Brothers, Anticipation, Wheel of Fortune.
Anticipation.
I hated that fucking game. You make a good point because it implies that this particular love hotel has not been updated since 1986. So whatever the themes of choice would have been in 1986, they may still exist.
It's got like a big thing on it and like, Japanese, and then right below it says, "Where's the beef?"
It's right here.
I saw a video today about the Virginia state flag.
Of course you did.
Virginia is for lovers.
Well, this one, the math checks out on that.
Okay.
There's a titty out on the Virginia state flag.
All right, Google.
Not for Virginia.
Show me the Virginia titty.
The VT.
Virginia state flag. Oh, there is a titty on the
Right?
Virginia state flag. I thought you were bullshitting.
No.
Just the one, just laying out, just like
That's
that.
a full-on titty.
Now that's a titty.
The state flag of Virginia features a deep blue field with the state seal in the center, displaying the Roman goddess Virtus standing over a defeated tyrant.
It doesn't say like Sic Semper Tyrannis.
Sic Semper Tyrannis, first adopted in April 1861 and the last standardized in February 1950. It is notable for being the only U.S. state flag to feature a classical human figure, quotes, with an exposed titty.
Zach says you can't slip a titty past RGB.
I can't believe I lived in Virginia for 3 years and missed the state titty.
Do you know that's what John Wilkes Booth yelled after he killed Lincoln?
Yeah.
Sic Semper Tyrannis.
Oh, I thought he yelled titty.
No.
I love titties!
Crazy Joe Davola from Seinfeld also yelled that when he went to attack Jerry Seinfeld.
Is that right? Oh, God.
Yes, he did.
Well, I think we all learned a little something here today. On that note, let's go ahead and get the show started. Welcome, everyone, to Gamers Week podcast. Like the name says, we analyze the best, worst, and weirdest headlines of the past week in the video game industry. This is episode 223, and today is Wednesday, July 29, 2026. Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. My name is Blue Williams, and I'll be your host for this evening. But as you can see, I am not alone. I do have two fine co-hosts with me. My first co-host has just been informed by ChatGPT the demons in his liver are creating an excess of black bile, which is the source of his imbalanced humors. Ryan Payne, aka Retro Game Brews. Did ChatGPT also recommend a good bloodletting ritual to rid you of these demons?
You know, it's funny that it went with black bile and not yellow bile. Because that's
Black bile is the source of melancholy.
Oh, is that? I don't fucking know what the four humors are. All I know is like black bile, yellow bile, blood,
phlegm
and
and blood. I know because I looked it up this afternoon.
Oh, science used to be so fun.
Science.
Right.
My second co-host has just been put on the facial recognition watch list for the International Registry of Known Scalpers. The one and only Donnie G, tell us, what's your plan now to avoid detection?
So I browse social media quite extensively and the little shorts, TikTok and stuff like that. And I see that these masks that they sell, these rubber or silicone masks that make you look like an actual older person, other person, or even
You
just
mean like a la Mission Impossible?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Huh.
Or the stockings that they have with like celebrities' faces. I'll just invest in those. See, easy peasy.
Which celebrity will you go with?
Andy Dick.
Somehow I feel like that's not the investment you think.
Remember eating Dunkaroos and High C Ecto Cooler at school lunch while trying to trick Kyle into trading you his Beavis and Butthead Gold Pog Slammer? If so, you probably have back pain now. Your comfort deserves to evolve with you. That's why Blacklight is not just creating gaming chairs. They're building a movement for healthier, freer, and more inspired play, work, and creation. For listeners of the show, Blacklight is offering a 15% discount using coupon code GWP26. Visit blacklight.com/gamersweekpodcast or follow the link in the show notes. And let's move on to our reviews, reactions, and requests. Ryan Writes Good says, oh man, if you like good trivia segments, I would go into this one cautiously. Just kidding.
It was not a good trivia for these two.
I don't know. I mean, it was fun at least, right?
I'm hoping you guys had fun.
I mean, I definitely enjoyed the end. I'll tell you that.
So you had a happy end?
I did have a happy ending.
Daddy Davy says, Donnie, I have never agreed with you more. In Excess are not a hairband.
They are definitely not. There were two members that had longer hair. Mm-hmm. And in order to have a hairband, every single member would have to have hair coming down past the shoulders. In Excess, not a hairband.
Fair enough.
So ZZ Top is not a beard band?
There are no such things as beard bands.
But all of them have a beard, right?
I mean, it's hair going past their shoulders. So is ZZ Top a hairband?
No, not all of them have beards going past their shoulders. And the drummer, I believe, had a mustache. He did not have a beard.
But his last name is Beard.
That's true. Grizzly Adams did have a beard.
And Secondary Protocol 1 says, hi, gang. Always a pleasure. Didn't you used to post a video to see your gorgeous faces?
Yes.
We do.
I slipped up for a while and was not posting those, but I am starting to post those again. So,
I mean, if you wanted to see us live, you can do so by going to twitch.tv/Gamers Week Podcast. 8:30 Central Standard Time on Wednesdays.
But the VOD is only up for like 2 weeks. So if you're in careers, you're going to miss our gorgeous faces.
Who's rears?
Ours.
If you're in a RARS. All right, let's move on to our patron shoutouts.
We couldn't do what we do without the help of our gorgeous patrons. Here are the generous folks supporting Gamers Week on Patreon. Cyram, Malty Sweetness, The Adventures of Chibi RGB. Follow Chibi RGB as he enjoys a PBJ after his BBL recovery in NYC. Now available at every Books A Million. Mega Retro Man, Gamatroid, Moradib, The Wizard of Zardoz, Gravity Course Nerd Pod, Michael, On the Road to Gen Con, Lakite, Emo-esque, Bill Tucker, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps, Fruitcakes, I Hate It When My Shorts Gets Twisted Pickled Pepper, Ducks with Thick Thighs, Absolutely the Best Podcast, A Work in Progress, Spunyans, the Spotify Comment Daddy, Bobson Dugnut, Spunyans, Loose Little Sis, Perler Daddy, Retro Gaming Dev, Retro Blast Pat, BNT Zilla Guy, the Mad Soy-Based Milk-like Frank Product Man, Seven Castle Forest, Crunchy Kong, Artie the Strongest Man, Frank Grande, Love Retro BTW, Steven Sand, Ramboski, Terry Canair, Don't Make Me Pull This Car Over. The best part of waking up is games with coffee. Hybrid Divide, You Fall Before Me, the Let's Play Princess, La Shorty, the Pixel Pond family, including Shannon and Luke, and the Star Fox Daddy, Zach, a.k.a. Old Cluster Nuts, Puzzle Better, #1 Blue Simp Gimp Pimp with a pet wimp chimp, eating a crimp limp shrimp while riding a primp dimp blimp, John Barron, Sassy Sony, and Evo Lust. And I thought maybe that name had disappeared, but alas. If you like what you hear today, and we really hope you do, please consider joining us on Patreon. Your support helps cover the cost of producing the show, as well as other cool stuff we'll be doing like prizes and giveaways. You'll also gain access to our bi-weekly patron-only bonus cast called Gamers Week Uncut, Patrons with Benefits. Visit patreon.com/gamersweek or follow the link in the show notes to learn more. And as a reminder, we're including the link to the GoFundMe for our patron Sheriff Snacks, aka Brandon, who is currently undergoing a battle with cancer. We love him, so please consider helping and sharing.
All right, let's move on to the headlines.
All right, this headline segment is proudly sponsored by Absolutely the Best Podcast, a work in progress. Each episode, George and Zach discuss and rank all the best things, and they just finished ranking every movie in the Alien vs. Predator connected universe. Wonder what they're going to do next. This week, they've got a trivia question for us. According to the manual, in what 1985 home console platformer is the player tasked with saving people from the black magic of the villain character who has turned peaceful inhabitants into stones, brick, and horsehair plants? Visit them at absolutelythebest.net or follow the link in the show notes.
Manual questions are Donnie's favorite.
I know the answer to this question.
Okay. So, 1985, I would think Atari's probably not talking about that. The only other console that I really know about in 85 was the Nintendo, and the only platformers that I knew from that were Super Mario Brothers and, at least in that year, Super Mario Brothers and Ghosts and Goblins. So I don't think nobody was turned into a stone in bricks. If you talk about bricks and stuff like that, that's Super Mario Brothers.
It is Super Mario Bros. If you notice in the background, all of the plants have eyes.
Plants have eyes?
Yeah. If you like the mounds and stuff like that, they all have eyes.
I don't think I noticed that.
So in the Japanese version of it, this was kind of the story, if you will. But I remember hearing about this. Somebody did like a expose on the fact that Mario is a lot darker than you think. And every time you break a brick, by the way, you're killing somebody from the Mushroom Kingdom.
Snap. Yeah. Mario's a murderer.
Exactly.
I like it.
We already knew Mario's a murderer with the thousands of memes with Yoshi being sacrificed for the greater good.
And as far as things go, every time you meet Toad and he goes, our princess is another castle, you just murdered like part of his family on the way to meet him.
Sorry.
I guess it's a sacrifice they were willing to make.
But are we correct? Is it Super Mario Brothers?
The answer is Super Mario Brothers.
Yes.
Okay.
Well done.
Yeah, it was a bit too easy, Zach. I'll admit.
All right, let's move on to the week's headlines. Welcome to the digital future. Less than a month after Sony announced that it will no longer be producing physical discs for games as of January 2028, a move that Microsoft is expected to follow with its next-gen console, Project Helix, both Team Blue and Team Green experienced system-wide outages this past week that effectively rendered each gaming ecosystem dead in the water. On July 24, PlayStation Network went through an outage that affected all of Sony's video game services, according to the PlayStation Service Status page. Players were unable to access their PlayStation account or use the PlayStation Store on every platform, from PS Vita to PS5. While Sony never publicly commented on the outage or named a cause, everything was more or less resolved within 6 hours. Then 2 days later, an Xbox server outage saw players across the world unable to sign in, make purchases, or access their games for several hours, including disc-based games. But unlike Sony, Xbox Chief Technology Officer Scott Van Vliet spoke about what exactly happened happened in a candid post online. As Vliet explained, a licensing service that operates outside of Xbox began to fail, leading to the various problems that impacted not only the console's user base, but also publishing and store partners who rely on the same services. I care less about the one-line root cause and more about the real questions, Vliet wrote. Why a failure in one service was able to take down this much, why recovery took as long as it did, and what we changed so a single point of failure can't ruin your night again. Both outages may have been short-lived, but with an all-digital future for gaming now essentially guaranteed, the incident has been a sobering reminder of just how fragile these systems can be.
That's what we call karma.
Oh no, the consequences of our actions.
This is why I will never, ever be on board with a truly digital and always on platform.
Yeah.
I cannot stand the fact that if there are outages like this that can go on for hours, do we get reimbursed? Sometimes, yes. Most of the times, no. They're like, oh, well, we're Xbox, we're Sony. You just deal with it because we're the only options here. So I'm all for physical. I will always be for physical and being able to play my games and pop them in and do that. And for any game that I have to have an online connection to play, it doesn't do it for me anymore.
I think one of the things that it brought up too at the end here talks about the sobering reminder of how fragile these systems can be. To your point, Donnie, if we're looking at this as being a litmus test to what the future of gaming can look like, I mean, I would imagine that there are plenty of people who are upset and motivated by the way Sony and Xbox and Microsoft have handled their business lately. And if they can go down by, as you know, our tech CEO or CTO pointed out, that makes them pretty vulnerable no matter what. And so I don't know if this would be the case, but like Anonymous could, get a hair up their ass and be like, well, this stuff, they're f***ing over their consumers. Let's go ahead and bury them. What's to stop them?
I mean, other stuff the government is doing, or take down Sony and Microsoft. It's like, what?
They're equal opportunity.
Yeah.
That is kind of the point that I was going to make is, yes, these outages were annoying, but they are rare. And that's why they made headlines, because they're so rare. Like at work, I do medical billing, and every day I have to access the National Medicare portal, which is down at least once a week. I mean, even my power has gone out more often than the PSN and the Xbox networks have gone out in the past 6 months. So it's kind of crazy to think that we are expecting perfection from something that is not an essential service. Nobody died from not being able to play video games for 6 hours.
Right.
Debatable.
Debatable. If you died from not being able to play video games for 6 hours, please let us know.
What?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to, but yeah. I think that was a joke, sir.
That was a joke.
I know.
Waiting for you guys to catch up. It is super annoying, though, to have it happen right on the tails of them saying, we're taking away your other options. Like, it would be one thing if digital games were an option and you had other physical games as an option. But even like with the Xbox outage, even your physical games didn't work.
So you've got a X brick at that point.
But tis.
Which is why I could have played all of these things if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it does not matter if Xbox has a crash, if Sony has a crash. I know for my kids, it's kind of annoying. My son, who's got a PC, he plays on his PC as well. My youngest, who does not have a PC just yet, he switches from the PlayStation to the Xbox and the Switch. So if the Xbox is down, he'll play the other two. Right. If the Xbox and the PlayStation are down, he'll be playing on a Switch.
Yep.
I don't really know Nintendo to have a system-wide outage like that. So
Simon says, I'm always worried about the annual Sony hack every Christmas.
Right.
It's a holiday tradition.
And you don't f*** with tradition.
You don't f*** with tradition.
I just hope this isn't a harbinger for how things are going to be like gaming in the future. It's not a good look. You're right. After especially announcing, it's kind of like, could this have happened at a worse time?
I think the timing was perfect.
Yeah, it was chef's kiss. Perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, for us.
The only way it could be better is if it happened like the next day or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Or the day before they went live and they're like, hey, don't worry about that. Right.
Yeah. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Mm-hmm. But I think this is probably the future. More and more services just going completely digital. And it is inevitable that they will go down sometime. Mm-hmm. If it's not from malicious intent from outside groups, then it's just one of those things.
Yep.
And that's why we got to build more data centers.
Is that why we got to build more data centers?
We'll build them in space.
So they had everything contacting one specific licensing server. They didn't have high availability in their network design to fail over. If this one went down, okay, route traffic over to this licensing server. There you go. Right. Somebody messed up, whatever. He is asking the right questions. Why was there a single point of failure in this particular design? Most network engineers would design something that doesn't have a single point of failure. So I'd be interested to find out exactly what the root cause was for. But again, to my point, your point, Blue's point, and everything, online only and digital sucks because we're relying on somebody else to make sure that they're doing their job correctly, or making sure that a CEO doesn't get his panties in a twist and saying, you know what, I'm going to need a little bit more money. Let's go ahead and take away this particular set of services or this particular game or this particular thing that they've already paid for. Mm-hmm. Whatever. They don't need it.
Of course they don't need it.
I mean, we don't need Xbox if we're really nitpicking.
It's true.
How about that, CEO?
We've never needed Xbox.
Your hatred for Xbox is commendable, sir. It's been since day one. So I love that you've never wavered.
My Xbox is your N64.
That's fair. Okay. Maybe we should have a debate. Which one's worse?
I think we all already know which one was worse.
It's the Xbox.
Even I imagine Donnie can admit that.
No.
No?
Never surrender.
Never give up, never surrender. Mm-hmm. All right, next up, Microsoft has launched a test for ad-supported Xbox game streaming and promised the ads won't interrupt gameplay. The test lets users stream select games from their library for a limited time, supported by adverts, and is available to Xbox insiders. During this test period, Xbox insiders with an Xbox account can stream supported games without a subscription, with 1-hour session limits across supported devices and regions where game streaming is available. Ads will play before streaming sessions begin and will not interrupt gameplay, Microsoft insisted. The core gameplay experience remains unchanged, the company added. Participation is optional, and players can choose other ways to play at any time. The test is designed to help give more people more affordable ways to play on devices they already own, Microsoft explained. You can play after sitting through 2 minutes of ads. When your 1-hour session ends, you can play again after sitting through another set of ads, and your progress continues across your accounts and devices. In a blog post on Xbox Wire, Microsoft outlined the following guidelines for ad-supported game streaming. 1, we start with the player. Ads should create value. 2, we do not interrupt the flow of gameplay. 3, we hold ads to the same quality bar as our content. 4, we're clear about what's advertising. And 5, we make sure ads fit what players expect on each platform. Microsoft said it will learn from the test and improve it based on feedback. The test of ad-supported Xbox game streaming arrives amid console price rises that are pushing some gaming hardware towards the $1,000 mark. Last month, Microsoft announced significant price rises for Xbox consoles, blaming the ongoing component crisis. In a blog post, Microsoft said that from August 1st, the price of Xbox consoles will increase by $100 for 512 gigabyte models and $150 for 1 terabyte models. The 2 terabyte model will be discontinued.
Wow.
The option for more storage, you're going to discontinue that. I wonder what the sales look like for that one.
Well, probably it was just going to be like $2,000 if they kept it.
Yeah.
They probably just literally couldn't get enough storage to make them.
So we start with the player. Ads should create value.
That is my
Tux medicated pads.
favorite. Is this idea that advertisers always have that their ads create value instead of this tedious part that is a continual presence in our modern lives where we are always trying to skip the ads. We're trying to pay to get rid of them. We're going away and doing something else while the ads are playing, like literally anything to avoid adding more of this bullshit to our lives. But then the advertiser's like, we creating value somehow by shoving our products in our consumers' faces.
How are they going to create value with the player? Like, how are they going to know to create that value?
Targeted ads.
That's what I'm getting at.
That's why you said Tux medicated pads. Yeah.
Exactly. Boner pills. Want to stay excited longer? How are they going to know that unless they're targeted ads? How do they target ads? By listening and spying on you.
Or by buying your information from a broker.
Exactly.
Ducks in Disguise says, you lost that round because your reaction time is down. Get some wings, Red Bull.
Right?
Woo.
And I think Simon Ashtier made a pretty good point. He says, are these games free or am I paying for commercials?
I think they're free.
It sounds like, it sounds like this is an alternative to allow for a cheaper option for people to play. So you'll get a targeted 2-minute ad at the beginning, which that's fine. I can start the game up. I can go get my drink and get all my other stuff ready, take a dump, come downstairs, wash my hands before I come back downstairs, and sit down and be ready to play.
Thank you for saying that.
You're welcome. Always wash the hands.
Now I will play as your second player when I come over your house.
We do not interrupt the flow of gameplay, but it says you will spend an hour in that session and then receive another 2-minute of targeted ads. So how do they know when your hour is up? If you're in the middle of an Elden Ring boss fight and they're like, well, I mean, this is like taking longer than an hour. Like, it's like, I'm waiting for that double dutch, like waiting to go in. That's the ad. It's like, you know what? I'm just going to go in. And it fucks everything up and you lose the boss fight.
That's exactly what I was thinking is, what if you're playing a Souls game where there's no pause? Like there's no real break in gameplay. So it just jumps in when the timer hits 60 minutes, bam. It doesn't matter if you're fighting for your life or not. And does it, while it's playing you your 2 minutes, is it somehow pausing a game that doesn't have a pause?
That would suck.
Yeah, it would. That would suck.
You're going to die. You're going to lose your 120K runes. And you're just going to be sitting on the you're dead screen for 2 minutes until you're allowed to get back into it. What's even better is if you can still see like your gameplay behind the ad. So you know you're being killed and there's nothing you can do about it.
I would probably put my foot through my Xbox if that happened.
Yeah. I hate to be the person who makes the argument of a slippery slope. I often find it's a weak argument. But this one feels like one, right? We start out with the free games, get people used to it. And we just put a little in your paid for games, right? Just a little put toe in the thingy, right?
Yep.
And then before you know it, ads are just a thing that we're familiar with and that we accept.
Right. It's like YouTube and Twitch. Used to not have ads, and now they are the default. You can pay a little extra to have fewer ads, but you're still going to get ads no matter what you want.
I do love that the for a while YouTube was allowing like 1.5 hour long ads. So if I was in the shower and I couldn't go over and change because I didn't have an Apple Watch at the time.
You're in the shower for 1.5 hours?
Yes.
All right. Well,
things get steamy in there.
Self-care is important.
Yes, exactly.
Like the way YouTube does it is like, okay, it's like that bar comes after about like 10 seconds and then it's a skip. But if you're not in the area to do that skipping, that ad will continue to play. And like you said, it can be a 30-minute freaking ad.
Well, what we do now is when we find the video on YouTube, we click on it, the ad pops up, so we immediately exit out of the video. Click, the ad pops up, we exit out. If you do that 3 or 4 times, then it just plays the video without an ad.
That sounds like a lot of work.
But you didn't have to watch the ad.
You didn't give somebody your money.
I mean, honestly,
you don't have to do this.
Yeah. When was the last time that you ever bought something after seeing it on an ad? This is kind of what I'm saying.
I did buy some shoes recently from a Facebook ad.
Okay.
Okay.
That's one thing. But if you think about how much advertisers are paying for the privilege of being in front of our eyeballs. I mean,
do I
Games with Coffee said it in the chat. We're no longer the consumers. We're the product.
Absolutely.
Like there's this whole other industry of selling us against our will to advertisers. And I'm just wondering, is it proven to be effective for them to continue to force us to watch these?
I mean, there's got to be some ROI on it, or else they wouldn't do it. I know YouTube, though, changed around their model a while ago. They were paying out content creators a butt ton of money for ad views and stuff. And advertisers were like, we're not going to pay that anymore. And so there were plenty of people who were on the platform utilizing it as this is my job, right? This is my main source of income, that could no longer afford it because YouTube wasn't paying out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Duck says, as someone who worked in corporate marketing, what is considered good for a click-through rate is single-digit percentages.
Yeah. And so because of that, they just have to make more and more of us suffer more often to increase that single-digit return on investment. Mm-hmm. It's a stupid market, and it's taken over our lives, if you think about it. And now it's going to take over gaming, unless this fails spectacularly.
And especially with generative AI, it's so much easier to make ads nowadays.
Oh, right.
I've seen so many of these commercials where it's like, it's clear as day. Like they're trying to make it look realistic, but the guy's talking like, I needed this for my contracting. And like, you don't see any part of his neck really tensing or moving while he's talking. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous.
I was watching Tubi earlier today. I refuse to sign up, so I get the ads. And sometimes they're really funny, how bad of AI. But today I saw one that was actually fairly offensive. It was a guy who is standing next to somebody who clearly is unhoused, right? And a guy goes, please, can you give me money? And the guy goes, if you sign up for this app with a bonus $25, you can finally eat. You can pay for yourself just by playing this slot machine app. And I was like, really? That's what we're saying? Is we're saying that homeless people can use this as a job? Like, right off. Come on.
Wow.
And it was clearly AI, like mouth wasn't matching up, it was so obvious. And I was just, that's your target audience. And you're making that suggestion that somebody could spend time on this app and make money enough to pay for food and shelter.
Well, they ain't got no jobs, man. What else are they going to be doing? Playing our app.
How long before those ads end up on Microsoft because they are providing value?
Wait. But it's because it's the same quality content as our current.
Right. So if we allow AI games, why wouldn't we allow AI ads?
Yeah, remember, it's right up there at the bars, right there. The ads are right there with the content that they're providing. They took her jobs.
Who's the gatekeeper, too, for we're clear about what's advertising?
The gate moves. It just depends on how much money we're dealing with.
So what it's going to be is it's going to be an AI program that watches AI ads.
Right. Yeah, like that ad you just described for the app slot machine. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure no human put eyes on that.
No.
Ever.
Simon Esther says, if I tell Xbox that I'm a 13-year-old girl, will I see different ads? Possibly. I wouldn't recommend it. But if Chris Hansen show up.
Yeah. What are you doing here? I'm going to read a little bit of your chat log here.
All right. And last up, rare Nintendo Famicombox units have been found in a perfectly operational state in a Japanese love hotel. The legendary Famicombox, Nintendo's commercial use only console, released in 1986. Automaton reported on the news, but it was Famicom archivist Orochi on X that found the lost hardware, photos included. According to them, the full search, described as the infiltration of a love hotel, revealed every room except one had a working Famicom box installed. He explained the pistol-like zapper wouldn't work with the LCD TVs, before adding it was a dream location where almost all other games worked perfectly that needs to be protected. Needless to say, the fact that a love hotel still has a bunch of of operational Famicom boxes lying around possibly confirms business is going well. Originally intended for use in hotels mainly, the massive Famicom box has 16 cartridge slots with an internal one running the menu software and the other 15 supporting NES games that could be selected from the menu. While impressive, it also had several limitations, like bugs created by connecting cartridges, interfering with the active ones, and certain compatibility issues. The discovery also brings back the urban legend of a Nintendo love hotel that's been floating around since the 1960s. As explained by Automaton, rumors spread that during its early days, Nintendo experimented with many different businesses, including love hotels. And if you're wondering what Japanese love hotels are, the answer is pretty much what you'd expect. They're short stay places where guests can have some privacy for sex, and in the case of this specific hotel, beating high scores on ancient gaming hardware.
It's more than just a hotel room where you can have sex. They're all like themed and stuff, and they come with extra equipment as well. Like if you forgot your wand at home. Yeah. I was watching a YouTuber who went into a love hotel, and one of his friends, who must have been very naive, picked up one of the vibrator wands and went like, "Oh, I think they got karaoke here."
Oh, no.
He's like, "Put that down, please."
Oh, sweet summer child.
Right. Okay, so this admittedly to me is a bucket list item, is to go to a love hotel. Not necessarily for sex, but just to experience.
Sure.
Right? I mean, I would go by myself, maybe have like a little and then call it a day. But, this has always been something that I've heard about. And you said to yourself, got to go once, right? And I need to find this place that has the Famicom boxes.
Gamers Week podcast field trip.
There we go. And you know what? If you got a group of friends, distraction, yank that f***er, run with it, right?
He looked big and heavy in the pictures.
It's a thick boy. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at I would love to own this thing.
Yeah, no shit.
I think they sell them over there for 396,000 yen, which is about $2,400.
Okay.
That's kind of not that much money to spend for a grail item. I would consider this thing a grail item.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Can I ask a question though? Mm-hmm. If anybody knows, is this love hotel? If you can play the Super or the Famicom box in each room, is each room themed from something on the NES? Like there's Mega Man, Ghouls and Ghosts, Goonies, Super Mario Brothers, Anticipation, Wheel of Fortune.
Anticipation.
I hated that fucking game.
You make a good point, because it implies that this particular love hotel has not been updated since 1986. So whatever the themes of choice would have been in 1986, they may still exist.
It's got a big thing on it in Japanese, and then right below it says, "Where's the beef?"
It's right here. Oh, it's like now it's a retro thing where it might have declined in popularity. And now with the boom of retro in the 90s and all that stuff, I'm sure everybody's wanting to go to this love hotel to play the Famicom box.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're going for. That's
right.
Exactly. Play your Famicom box.
The jokes write themselves.
Japan may be the only country that I would trust to clean everything thoroughly enough that I would still feel comfortable going there and using this.
Franchising.
We're going to franchise love hotels with
Gamers Week love hotels.
Yes.
So what would be our themes?
Well, and the thing is, we don't necessarily, it doesn't have to all be Famicom boxes. It could be a Play Choice 10, in one of the rooms.
Or the Sega Genesis version.
Oh, yeah.
Tower of Power in another room.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Donnie never leaves that room.
Now
so whenever
you're speaking my
anybody
language.
checks into that room, they just have to deal with him being in the corner.
Yeah. I'm just in the chair.
Just in the chair.
Could turn a rundown Howard Johnson into a Gamers Week podcast.
Putting the hoe in Joe.
Duck says Atari Jaguar for the freaks.
You have to sign a waiver for that room.
But I would I think if I were going into business and I were opening up a love hotel like that, I would definitely, every single room would be themed from a certain video game.
Do you think there's a lot of demand for that?
I mean, you could set it up in Seattle, right? Right near
Redwood. In Nintendo's backyard.
Exactly.
I'm sure they'd be fine with that.
I mean, if you're going to tempt fate, you might as well do
The cease and desist would come quicker than Sonic.
Best part, though, is all of the employees are probably going to go there.
Phrasing?
Right? Yep.
Because it's a pay by the hour.
Right. So all the employees from Nintendo want to check out the Nintendo Love Hotel, right? Yeah. And you just, you got video from the lobby, right? Blackmail. That's all I'm saying. It's potential for blackmail.
Shigeru Miyamoto just comes in to check it out.
Right, exactly. Be like, well, you know, we'd shut down, but somehow I feel like this stuff might make it on the internet. I don't know.
You don't want this footage finding its way into Pal World's hands, do you?
I mean, it would be nice to have somewhere in the States that was not just like a shitty Motel 6 or something for short-term engagements.
You're right. It is Redmond, not Redwood. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I think this is an untapped resource because it not only works with video games.
Phrasing.
Giggity. It also, I think, could work with movies as well.
Oh, yeah. Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Mm-hmm.
Friday the 13th, Love Hotel.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure like the horror themes would go over so well with a lot of people. Hellraiser, just like the ambiance and the sound and the box and all.
Authenticity, will you be chased by a man with a knife afterwards for having sex? Because those are the rules.
For an extra fee, absolutely.
Yeah. For that authenticity.
Right.
And it's the kind of knife that, like, you know, has the spring on it, so you feel like you're getting stabbed, you know?
Does it?
Like, oh, God. I'm going to go clean my pants.
Yeah, you have to piss yourself.
There's stains on both ends now.
Nothing springs your boner more than getting chased by an axe murderer. Just saying, says Games with Coffee.
Well, in the movies, the axe murderers are always kind enough to wait until you finished.
Not always.
Not always.
Not always.
Because I like how in Friday the 13th, she's under the bed the whole time, but she waits until they're done.
Right, and then
yeah.
Well, that's one of them, but there's another one where they, like, the spike gets right through both of them as they're having sex. The one with Kevin Bacon, yeah, he's on the bed, and next thing you know, grabs his head and slice. But yeah, the other one, she kills them both during the deed.
I guess she got tired of waiting.
Yeah, it's like
man, they're ticking forever.
You must have taken an extends.
All right, let's move on to our top 3 new releases.
The Relic, First Guardian, PS5 and PC. Embark on a heroic fantasy adventure in this unique Korean-inspired action RPG. The Relic reimagines the traditional RPG loot structure by ensuring that every weapon and piece of armor exists only once in the game world. Wow. Each item is a unique artifact, such as the final blade of a legendary knight who defended hundreds, or a shield representing a family's ancient vow. Put your loot to the test against up to 80 bosses. Turnip Mountain. PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. Turnip Mountain is a physics-based climbing adventure in which you control each hand independently using 2 mice or 2 analog sticks. Grab, swing, and launch yourself over the summit your own way in this retro-inspired pixel game. Halo Campaign Evolved. PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC. Halo Campaign Evolved is a faithful yet modernized remake of Halo Combat Evolved's campaign, rebuilt from the ground up. Experience the original story rebuilt with high-definition visuals, updated cinematics, refined controls, plus a brand new 3-mission adventure featuring the Master Chief and Sergeant Johnson. Play it your way, solo, or up to 4-player online co-op with full crossplay and cross-progression support. Whether you're discovering Halo for the first time or returning to the ring after 25 years, Halo Campaign Evolved delivers an adventure that feels both timeless and brand new. And based on these wonderful descriptions this week, Blue, which one are you picking?
So Halo Campaign Evolved. I know a lot of people are very excited about this. As everyone knows, not a shooter fan, so I'm going to be skipping over that, but I wish you all well with Halo Campaign Evolved. Turnip Mountain looks really cute. It's kind of an 8-bit styled climbing game, and it looks like you just use the shoulder buttons to control your two hands while you go up each side. Takanen was saying in the Discord that he thinks it's the sequel to the Playdate Game of the Year from 2025. It would be kind of cool if it's a little indie dev that is branching out and hitting new audiences. I kind of wonder, though, if it would annoy me a little bit, like the entire game just being with the shoulder buttons.
Yeah.
What's it like?
That's the sound it makes when you do the shoulder buttons. What sound does it make when you do them? Oh, that's right. You don't play anything modern, so you wouldn't have shoulder buttons.
Ooh,
Play on the Super Nintendo.
So that leaves us with the Relic First Guardian. This looks kind of cool. It looks like a Souls game if it was made by a AA studio. I think the idea of having the loot be single chance or you miss it definitely ups the ante, makes you have to pay attention to everything that you pick up versus, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that. So I think of these three, I would be going for the Relic.
Nice.
Nice.
Ryan, what are you going with?
Turnip Mountain looks tough. It's a twin stick game, which I'm famously great at. So I do like, though, that they went, well, we're not going to really change the mechanic of the game if you play on PC. So you can play with two mice if you want.
Who the hell's playing with two mice? That's like
options.
Right. But it's an option.
Options.
Yeah. You never know. Maybe you're really fucking good with two mice. Or you can hand one of the mice to a friend and make this game even more fucking difficult than it already is.
If you hate your life and your friend.
Right. Looks super cool, don't get me wrong, and the soundtrack is banging.
Yes.
Absolutely banging. But I can't see myself enjoying this type of game. Which brings me to the Relic. It's a Souls-like game, right? It's not my cup of tea. I suck at those games as well. And 80 bosses sounds like 80 opportunities to be frustrated as fuck. Looks gorgeous. Love the dark view of it. Just not for me. Halo Campaign Evolved. This was made for me. I am super excited about this. This is nostalgia incarnate. They've added, 3 more levels as well. It looks fantastic. The only gripes I have is there's no online versus. It's only co-op. Because, back in the day, you could play Xbox to Xbox, right? And do 4v4 battles and that kind of thing. Or you could do it the old school way and jump on your computer, connect it to your computer into a rogue server that lets you play. I love doing that. It was terrible. It was super laggy, but I would have wished they would have done player versus player rather than co-op. But it's pretty much my only gripe. The only other one is that David Scully is not Sergeant Johnson this time around. Been the voice of Sergeant Johnson since the first Halo. Dude's absolutely perfect, and now he's not going to be in this one. So, and it was immediate. As soon as I heard the voice, I was like, it ain't him. So I had to go look it up. But Halo Campaign Evolved, picking it up on my PS5. Let's fucking go.
It is still just a little bit weird that it's on a PlayStation, but...
Right?
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Donnie?
That's an abomination, in my opinion. It's an outrage against nature. Starting with Halo Campaign Evolved, I was never into Halo at all. So I'm skipping it. I'm going to pretend it doesn't even exist.
Pretend you don't exist.
Which leaves us with Turnip Mountain and the Relic First Guardian. Turnip Mountain, at first, whenever I saw the image, I was like, what the hell is this? It's going to be like some little cutesy game. And then I saw the gameplay. And I was like, oh, shit. It's like I'm playing this thing on a Game Boy. Like, okay. Climber games are not friendly to me. If you have
did so well with the egg game.
It is true.
Not really. No.
Yes, I was being sarcastic.
Okay. That one, getting over it with Bennett Foddy, it's just, man, I'm never able to fully grasp the mechanics on those games. So I feel like Turnip Mountain might end up turning in to that. So I'd love to play it. I'd love to at least try it, but I don't think I'll be picking it up. The Relic First Guardian, when I immediately saw it, first made me think of Souls. I was like, okay, this is Elden Ring all over again. Mm-hmm. So what's going to be unique about this game? The fact that each item is a unique artifact. It's the only one. I like that. You no longer have to, well, you might still have to, but it doesn't sound like you're going to have to overburden yourself with like heavy bags of carrying the same shit. So I think maybe I'd like to try the Relic First Guardian, but I'm not rushing out to pick it up.
I think the immediate downside that I can figure for that game is that you'll never be able to sell anything because like it's the only one. So I can't sell this particular dagger or whatever.
Why can't you? If it's the only one, then that makes it unique.
But shouldn't you hold on to it if it's the only one? You might need it.
I love that.
You might need it.
All right, so before we move on, let's take a quick break to talk about our sponsor. This segment is proudly sponsored by the Retro Game Club podcast. It's a fantastic, family-friendly retro gaming podcast, and each episode, Rob and a guest pick 2 games to play and discuss, as well as news, interviews, and other topics. This week, they're playing through Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds and Helios. Visit them at retrogameclub.net or follow the link in the show notes.
Helios is a 1989 vertically scrolling shooter video game developed and published by Namco for arcades and released only in Japan.
Actually, it's on Genesis as well.
Genesis?
Yeah, as far as the arcade goes, it was in Japan, but Genesis in 1990.
Yeah, it's a decent like top-down shooter. It's it's mystical. It's got stuff, and I don't think it's too expensive either. So it's not like games like Troubleshooter that ended up going up because they were rare and nobody found them. So
I got that on my shelf.
You got Troubleshooter? Nice.
I got Troubleshooter.
Oh, if we're doing this, then give me a second.
If you guys want to show off your asses, you don't need an excuse. I mean, next time you could do away with the baggy shorts just to get a few more viewers.
I don't have baggy. These aren't baggy shorts.
I know you were missing Ryan's baggy shorts.
Oh, okay. Oh, do you want to trade? Because yours got the hang tab.
No, I don't. Now that you mention that.
Oh.
I want that hang tab.
Ducks in Disguise says Gamers Cake Podcast, episode 1.
All right, Blue, though. Link Between Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Portable. I figured that's right up your alley.
Yeah. Classic Zelda. It's a great one. I'm a little surprised that after this many years of the show, they're just now getting to it.
Mm-hmm.
But then,
3DS. That's why I've never really heard of it. Okay.
I'm definitely going to enjoy it. It's got a port to the Switch, I believe. They did a remake of it. Not just a port, but like a remake of it for the Switch.
Okay.
You probably wouldn't like it, though. But, I mean...
How do you... Well, okay. Why would you say that?
Because you're not really a Zelda fan. You're not a handheld
You
fan.
shut your fucking mouth. I'm not a Zelda fan. Are you kidding me?
Enlighten me, then, how much you love Zelda.
I've loved Zelda since I was a kid.
Okay.
I've loved Zelda longer than you have.
Okay. If we're
So
keeping
there you
score.
go. No, you just told me to tell you how big of a Zelda fan I was. There you go.
So
I don't need your validation.
what was the last Zelda game you finished?
Fuck. Link to the Past.
You're right. Quite a Zelda fan.
That doesn't
Consistently
whatever. I'm
over the years.
Moving past this, I don't need to prove myself to you.
Wand of Gamelon.
You're not a real Zelda fan if you didn't finish Wand of Gamelon on original hardware.
All right, well, thank you for coming, students. Please take your seats. Welcome back to Professor Rybread's Gaming History 101. And in today's lesson, we're going to take a trip on the Wayback Machine. We're going to look at technology and the crossover period that often happens between old technology and new technology. So, guys, I imagine you were around back in the day when, like, you could go and buy a cassette at the store, or you could buy a CD.
Damn, CDs were expensive.
Yes, they were. And the player was the one that was the big difference, right?
I got a CD player for my 14th birthday. And oh, man, that was a big deal.
Was there anti-skip on it?
Well, it was one of those, like, big ones.
Oh,
so
okay.
it wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, I gotcha. I remember I bought a Kenwood 60-second anti-skip CD player, portable one, right? And then you would sit there and you go, let's see if it worked. But technology almost never replaces a thing before it becomes obsolete. It doesn't happen overnight. You know, this is usually like a strange period where both worlds kind of exist at the same time. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually take a look at a bunch of these. And what I'm curious, I'm going to kind of quiz you guys, is I'm going to tell you the year this new technology was introduced, right? Okay. And then I want you to be able to tell me when was the crossover year. And I'll explain to you what that crossover year is, and then we'll kind of go through what happened at that time. But the first one we're going to start off with is color television overtakes black and white television. So I will tell you, color television was introduced to consumers in 1954. How long did it take before they were selling more color TVs than black and white TVs? What year?
I am going to say 76.
76? Not bad.
Yeah, I was going to say somewhere in the 70s.
Because when I was tiny, people still had black and white TVs, but not as many.
Yeah, I'll say it's a good year. God damn it.
This is like the Price is Right.
Yeah, I'll go 74.
74? Well, Donnie wins this round. It was 1972. So we're talking about 18 years, though, from when this thing was introduced for it to be able to cross over. So commercial televisions reached American consumers in 1954, but early sets were extremely expensive. Programming was limited, and the picture quality was not always convincing. So it took until 1972 for annual color television sales to surpass black and white sets. The date is especially interesting for gaming history because the Magnavox Odyssey, the first commercial home video game console, also launched in 1972. And the whole console industry was therefore born during the exact year that the color television finally became America's preferred format. All right, next one is CDs overtake cassette tapes. So CDs were introduced in the US in March of 1983. What year did CDs outsell cassette tapes?
I'm thinking it's late
80s, early 90s.
Yeah, I'd say probably around 1993.
93? Blue?
Yeah.
I'm going to say 90.
Oh, you should have gone with 91.
Really?
It was 1992 was the answer.
Damn.
All right, you guys would have split the difference there. So approximately about 9 years difference. So the compact disc arrived in the American market in 1983, promising better sound, instant track selection, and freedom from tangled tape. CDs surpassed cassettes in the music industry revenue in about 1991, and then surpassed the actual unit shipments in 1992. CD's victory helped establish optical discs as the format of the future before they took over in the gaming industry. Our next one is CD-ROM games overtake floppy disk games on PC. CD-ROM games were introduced in 1985. What year did they cross over?
I'm going to say
92.
Mm-hmm. 92 is
2001.
Wow, you guys are way on the different end of the spectrum here.
Yeah.
Which is funny because it's almost in the middle. Crossover year was approximately 1985. The first commercially available CD-ROM drives appeared in 1985, but they remained expensive and uncommon for years.
Right.
But approximately 1995, CD-ROM became the expected format for major PC games and multimedia software. Single CD could hold
closer.
Hundreds of floppy disks worth of information that gave developers room for voice acting, elaborate music, and video footage with pre-rendered graphics. I do remember going to the store and them having a display for either the floppy disks or the CD. So you had to like turn it around to see which one it was. And if you got the floppy disk, especially if there was a CD-ROM version of it, it was like fucking 8 floppy disks that you had to load up. You know? Unbelievable. Our next one is home gaming overtakes the arcade in revenue.
Revenue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, home consoles were introduced in September of 1972. What year was the crossover?
As far as revenue is concerned, it had to have been sometime in the, I'd say, late 80s, early 90s, probably with the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. I'm going 92.
92? Okay.
I think it was later than that. I will go 94.
1996, approximately. So a difference, though, of 24 years. So it took quite a while.
Well, you have to think, because the arcade was still very much booming, and with the fall of the video game industry in the 80s, and then the resurgence back in like 85, it still took a lot of people a long time to actually trust video game consoles again. So I don't disagree with this number at all. Arcades were still booming well into the 90s, especially with fighting games and whatnot. So yeah, that makes sense.
And I will say, with the introduction of better home consoles that were more closer to arcade graphics, you know, that's about that time, you know, where PlayStation, N64, Sega Saturn were coming out. I mean, you could play Virtua Fighter on your Sega Saturn, and it wasn't that different than it was in the arcade. Right. And then, of course, the Neo Geo AES comes out. So about 24 years, right? All right. Next up is disc-based consoles overtake cartridge consoles. So the first disc-based console was introduced in the United States in 1989. What year did it cross over?
Disc-based consoles.
Well, probably not to PlayStation. So
versus
97?
Yeah, because I mean, if you think, well, hold on. The 3DO came out in like 93, I think 92,
yeah, but we're talking
93.
Successful ones.
Shut up. The 3DO 93, then the PlayStation 94, 95. And then the Saturn. What year did you say, Blue?
97.
97. I'm going to go with the 95.
Blue nailed it right on the head, 1997. And the reason why it wasn't earlier is because of the Nintendo 64.
That's what I was thinking. And that's the gen where Nintendo dropped the ball and PlayStation was just owning everything. So it had to be PlayStation.
Yep.
Yeah. When you had everything else already doing CDs, when you had the Sega CD that was out, the 3DO, the CDI, then the PlayStation. Yeah, it's kind of odd that it would be 97.
Successful ones.
And I mean, but then you think about it, Nintendo though was still a huge powerhouse.
Of course,
so you know, and they were still selling Super Nintendo games and Genesis games at those times too. So, all right, next up is DVDs overtake VHS. So DVDs were introduced in the U.S. on March 1997. When was the crossover?
I'd say it was pretty early, because I remember buying a DVD player. And my first 2 DVDs were Blade Runner and Can't Hardly Wait. And that was like 1998, 1999. And I feel like DVDs were...
If I had to pick on like a lineup of 5 movies, Can't Hardly Wait wouldn't have been one that I thought that.
Love that movie. Blue, go first.
I'm going to say 2002.
Okay.
In no small part because of the PlayStation 2.
I'm going to go with 2004.
It is approximately October of 2001. Only 4.5 years it took to overcome VHS sales. And just as you had mentioned, Blue, one of the reasons was the PlayStation 2 being an affordable DVD player. Also, the rental market still remained fairly competitive when it came to VHS, but interestingly enough, DVD rentals surpassed VHS in 2003. So people were buying DVDs to own them more in 2001. They were renting more in 2003, which is an interesting.
Does that have to do with the rental chains, though, not turning over their inventory?
Right.
Yep.
And I remember Blockbuster specifically back in that early time frame. They still had VHS. So going there, like, oh, I'll pick up this VHS, and then all of a sudden you start seeing DVDs. You're like, wait a second, what's going on here?
I'm sure if you own a Blockbuster franchise, the idea of having to rebuy your entire stock did not sound great.
Right.
Nope.
I do remember when they first came out, though, you could rent a DVD player from them. Had to put a deposit down of like $150 just to take it
Same thing
home.
with the systems.
Yep. All right. Next up is LCD computer monitors overtake CRT monitors. So the LCD monitors were introduced, and it says here late 1980s, based off of my research here. So couldn't exactly pinpoint a date, but late 1980s is when LCDs came out.
2006.
I was going to say, I don't think it was until the 2000s. I will go 2004.
I think Blue's looking these up. 2003 is correct.
It's my mind brain remembering stuff.
And honestly, a lot of it just had to do with the cost of LCD monitors versus CRT monitors at the time, right? It was just much cheaper to grab a CRT. Oddly enough, it's becoming very, very expensive to now buy a monitor again because it's got to be, right, 8K and all that 240 frames per second. So.
It's funny. She knows all this but she doesn't know anything about Tears for Fears or anything else.
You'll recall Ryan didn't either. But I noticed you're not giving him
He's the host. He
likes me.
All right.
This one's very close to home. Digital cameras overtake film cameras. So consumer digital cameras were introduced in 1990. They were actually invented in like 78 by Kodak.
I'm trying to remember when was the last time, because I think I can remember about when was the last time I dropped pictures off to be developed.
This would still be the late 90s and everything, early 2000s. I'd say I had a digital camera in 1999, and I got it as a promo gift for signing up for Earthlink Internet.
Wow.
And it was a shitty digital camera. It was like maybe a 1 megapixel or something, or not even that. So I don't think that they were really widely adopted until like 2002, 2003.
I was going to say 2005.
So Donnie, which of it, 2002 or 2003?
I'll do 2002.
I mean, you're still closer, but the answer is 2003. So I do specifically remember too when they were coming out with digital cameras that had a slot for your 3 1/4 floppy to go in the back.
Wow.
Yeah. But yes, it took them till about 2003 for the crossover, especially because of the disposable film industry. So, you would buy a one-time use camera and you'd drop it off and then yada, yada, yada. But finally got to the point in which digital cameras became a little less expensive than they were before. And they were widely available for folks to be able to kind of have a format to upload them to their computers and stuff pretty easily. So also they had those kiosks as well that you could take them to and have it print them for you.
I think they were doing that like at weddings, like all throughout the 2000s. Like they would have disposable cameras at every table.
We did that with ours too. Mm-hmm. I don't think we ever got that stuff developed. They're all sitting in a box somewhere. So you take that camera to Walgreens and get your film developed. Mm-hmm. What happens to the camera? Do they recycle it and sell it back to Kodak, and then Kodak refills it with
They
film?
probably just trashed it back in the day.
That's a lot of waste, though.
I'm thinking they probably sent them back to Kodak.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you get a tax credit or a refund or something like that for all of these. Mm-hmm. Let me check.
Well, the thing is, Kodak wouldn't have to then manufacture all the plastics and stuff.
Right.
All the lenses.
Let's all remember that recycling was not a big push.
I don't know. I was told to reduce, reuse, recycle all over again all throughout my childhood.
They didn't really mean it.
When you turn in a used disposable camera, it is sent to a photo lab where the film is extracted and developed. The battery and circuit board are removed, and the plastic shell is recycled or refilled.
There we go.
So because Blue is just giving me the, you're wrong. Yeah, nobody recycles. Who does that?
It wasn't the you're wrong face. It was the doubt face.
Is there a difference?
Usually not.
Especially in your case, sir. Number 9, broadband overtakes dial-up internet. So consumer broadband was introduced in the mid-1990s. Do you remember dial-up starting off with 14.4K? And then it went to 28.8. And then it went to, 56.
Yeah. I'm going to say 2002.
2002?
I was thinking 2004.
The correct answer is March of 2005.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And interestingly enough, it had a lot to do with the fact that they were making it more widely available to folks outside of cities and burying stuff in the ground, fiber optic cable, all that good stuff. So oddly enough, while they had done what in the 1920s, 1930s, installed all of those telephone lines all the way down the rural roads, it's almost like they followed up with it because everybody loves the internet. Everyone wants to look up pictures of boobs and not have to wait the entire day just to.
Everybody wants to look up pictures of the Virginia tits.
The VTs.
Gravity Core's NerdPod says, I got a 3 1/4 floppy also.
All right, and last up is laptops overtake desktop computers. So I'm kind of being fast and loose with this. I'm going to say portable computers were introduced in 1981. Not exactly what you would consider the traditional laptop, but something that was portable that you could take on the go. When did that overtake desktop computers?
That's got to be fairly recently, right?
Yeah, because
2016?
Are we talking about from a business sense, or are we talking about for personal use?
Yeah, consumers. Yep.
I don't feel like people. I don't know. Is that a trick question?
No.
All right, Blue said 2016.
I think your anecdotal experience is that everybody has a desktop.
Yeah, that's not wrong.
Hey, Blue, what are you working off of right now?
A desktop.
Okay, just making sure.
Ryan, what are you working off right now?
I'm a desktop, but
yeah, see.
So this sample size is all that matters.
It's terrible. Yeah.
I'd say 2010.
2010?
Yeah.
Third quarter of 2008.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Yeah. So, of course, for decades, desktop towers remained kind of the standard for home computers, but that changed during the third quarter of 2008 when notebook computers represent more than half of the United States PC shipments for the first time. And honestly, when it comes down to it, I think it just fundamentally changed how people were using their computers, right? With the introduction of Apple and smartphones and stuff like that, people wanted access on the go. So just made more sense to have a notebook or a laptop than it did to have a at-home PC.
I guess.
Yeah. Well, if you look at these crossover points, I think it actually reveals technological change is obviously rarely immediate. DVDs defeated VHS in less than 5 years, but laptops needed almost 3 decades to surpass desktops. So at the end of the day, those crossover dates, they weren't the same for everyone. So don't get me wrong. It wasn't like, oh my goodness, as soon as 2003 came around, VHSs were dead and nobody was using them or watching them. But the point is that it became something where that was the future. That was going to be the next piece of technology. So I think we often think of that being, though, is that crossover as being like it's the end of it and we all moved on somehow. And I think Donnie and I specifically are an example of people who just refuse to move on. when it comes to technology. As we look, I look at your background, I look at my background. It's
yeah, you got laser discs, you got VHS and all that stuff.
But yeah, I think, we of course have some nostalgia for the old technology, but things do move on. And hopefully you guys enjoyed kind of this look back into how long it takes for something to overtake and become the new thing. If you guys have any ideas for a Gaming History 101, feel free to email us at gamersweekpodcast@gmail.com, and we might feature your suggestion.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap up the show. Thank you, everyone, for listening to episode 223 of Gamers Week Podcast, and a big thank you to the Retro Game Club Podcast, Love Retro BTW, Pixel Palm Production Company, and Absolutely the Best Podcast, A Work in Progress, for sponsoring this episode. Don't forget to check out their links in the show notes. If you want to connect with Gamers Week, follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky at Gamers Week PC. Watch us right here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Gamers Week Podcast, where we will record live every Wednesday at 8:30 Central Time. Email us at gamersweekpodcast@gmail.com. Visit our merch store at gamers-week-podcast.creator-spring.com, or if you want to do it the easy way, follow the link in the show notes. And last but not least, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/gamersweek. Finally, since you made it all the way to the end of this episode, please leave us a rating and a review to let us know how we did. We really do value your feedback. And while you're there, consider subscribing on iTunes, Spotify, or your podcast platform of choice.
Well, thank you all for joining us for another live episode of Gamers Week, and we look forward to seeing you next week. We got Monday as a game stream, right?
Yes,
I believe so.
And if you don't show up for it, Donnie will cry. So,
big girls don't cry. Big girls.
it's okay, Donnie. You can cry if you want to.
cry.
He don't cry. What do you think we'll be playing? Do you guys want to play more Seventh Guest Remake? Try to solve more puzzles?
I thought that was fun.
Yeah,
okay.
I had a good time with it.
All right, cool.
All right, well, good night, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Bye.
By the way, my streak right now is 6 out of 7.
Don't.
Have you ever considered that at least one person on this planet has probably gotten a 6'7" tattoo?
Oh, of course.
It's got to be way more than one.
But at least one.
Is it 6, 7 people?
Ha.
I know a girl who got an underboob tattoo that says, "Dicks out for Harambe."
Oh my God.
It's important that you get tattoos that will age well.
Mm-hmm. Grandma, who's Harambe?
By that point, Grandma has Alzheimer's and has no idea.
I think I dated him.
Welcome to Gamers Week Uncut.
Welcome to Gamers Week Uncut.
Welcome to Gamers Week Uncut, Patrons with Benefits. This is the unscripted, patron-only bonus cast with less editing and more dirty jokes. We don't know where the conversation will go, but we're sure it will be weird.
This fish just went right on my nipple, and I'm just like,
I Google Street Fighter 6. The first search result that comes up is people think they can see Ryu's dick in the Street Fighter 6 reveal.
Listen up here, kids. You're not going to want to get one of those VD-STDs things, right? Make it fall off. When you go, grab a pro. You'll be doing it for America.
that was perfect.
If you want to hear weekly episodes of our patron-only bonus cast, join us at patreon.com/gamersweek.